Alright, what's up YouTube? Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Um the last video I dropped was a top-down analysis on GBP USD. Right, so one of my followers on Twitter asked me to do a top-down analysis on Euro USD because there was something I posted on my Twitter. I said next year, 2026, I'm anticipating a sale, a massive sale on Euro USD. So he was in the comment section and asked me I should drop I should drop a top down, a breakdown video on why I am looking to sell Euro USD next year. So it's all an anticipation though. It's not yet. Next year we're going to wait for confirmations and all that and see if the sales are going to be possible. But for me, I'm anticipating sales on Euro USD next year. So this is a top-down analysis on why I am anticipating that sell and why I might be looking or would be looking to sell Euro USD next year. So let's go into the charts. Alright guys, so this is Euro USD chart we have on the screen right now. We are currently on the monthly time frame. The broker I have on the screen is FXCM, right? FXCM is the broker we are using right now. So I think this past data doesn't show on some other, other brokers because this is about 1978, 1984, 1987, all the way here. So I think most brokers started from here, if I'm not mistaken, right? It started from this particular move over here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I don't know. You can just go to your charts and confirm. Check other brokers and see where the chart started. But if I to be working with this Euro USD right here, with this particular broker, first thing first, I want to identify the trend of the market. Right? I want to identify what the trend of the market is. So first thing first, I'll mark my breaks of structures. Whatever break of structure I can see in the charts, I'm going to mark it out. So this was the first break of structure over here. The second break of structure over here was this one over here, right? Was this one over here. Break of structure. So only from this, judging from this, we already know that our last swing low was this low, and our last swing high was this high. Our last swing high was this high. Sorry. Our last swing high was this high over here. Right? So we are currently within this range, within this low and within this high, and price is within that range. So what does that mean? It means that since we are within this range, we might be looking to pull back pretty much towards the demand zone or a demand zone around here. Then we see a buy back to the upside, right? To take out this trend line liquidity that's forming. This is like a trend line liquidity, kind of. So price might take it out, then, So this is what we're anticipating. Anticipating that price sells for that, tap some sort of demand, then we see that buy. So to give us a new all-time high on Euro USD. So this is more like what we're anticipating to happen. Right? But this is monthly time frame, right? This is the monthly time frame. So after we have, marked that out, we're going to work with this current trend because this is the fractal trend, right? This is the fractal structure, and we are currently bearish on this structure. And so far, so good. We have been bearish because we can see over here was a shift of market structure. I always emphasize this. There is a difference between your change of character and your shift of market structure. A shift of market structure is more like a change of character, but this time on the fractal level, not on the swing level, right? On the fractal level. So this is going to be our SMS over here. Why is it fractal level? Because this is a fractal low. This is a swing low. Until price breaks below this particular swing low, that's when we can call it a change of character. But for now, it's a shift of market structure. So whatever sales we're looking for short sales to have our TP still within the range of price. I need you guys to understand this thing very well because a lot of people make mistakes on this particular thing I am saying. So this is the example now. We have something like this. swing high, we have the swing low, then we have let's say this is the fractal structure now, this little one I'm drawing. Before we had that break, then we had this, then we had this. I'll just stop here, right? So over here now was the break of structure to the upside. This was the break of structure to the upside, right? So this was your swing high. Basically, this was your swing high, just your swing low, because it's the next swing high. Now, over here, it was a shift of market structure that occurred over here, right? But this shift of market structure does not guarantee that price will now start selling, right? Because some people will see shift of market structure and start trying to short price. But next thing you know, price will swipe them out and continue buying, right? But even if you're taking a sell due to the shift of market structure, most of the time that sell that you're taking is going to be a pullback sell. So your take profit is always going to be within the range of the high and the low, right? And it's going to be the immediate lows, the most immediate low. So if you have something like this and you know that you are selling, you're on a pullback trend, right? We want to probably sell. We'll just put our supply zone here, which is our sell POI. And what we'll be anticipating is for price to just tap, the sell POI over here. Then we'll just take our TP here. I'm not going to start targeting this place. No, we're going to put our TP here. Why? Because we know that we are on a pullback sell, number one. Number two, we are not reacting from any higher time frame POI over here. Assuming we are reacting from probably a supply zone. Let's say this was a supply zone, and we go to that supply zone and we are seeing this shift of market structure over here. Then you can ride the sales all to the downside, saying, oh, this supply zone is going to push price back down. But in this scenario now, since we are aware of the fact that we are on pullback sales, we're just going to be taking profits at immediate lows. Next draw on liquidity, next draw on liquidity. That is where we're going to be taking profit until price eventually approaches a particular demand zone or breaker block, or whatever POI we're going to use to buy price up to the upside. Now, when price approaches that particular demand zone or POI, buy POI, then if you spot that shift of market structure, you can then ride price to the upside, right? You can now ride it to the upside. So that is just the difference. I just hope it is clear. I've made this explanation over and over again, and I love to make the explanation because I see that that's one thing. That is basically structure, right? Understanding structure. And that's one thing a lot of people have problem with, or they don't understand completely. So that's that about that. Let's get back to the chart. So we are on a short term, I'm going to call it short term right now, but we're on a short term sell on Euro USD on the monthly time frame, right? So it is this monthly time frame that we're working with. Now, after you had the shift of market structure, the next break of structure we saw was this break of structure over here. So let me turn off this my session indicator. Was this break of structure over here? So I'm just going to label it break of structure. After that break of structure, we want to see the particular supply zone that led to the break of structure, right? So this was the supply zone that led to the break of structure. This buy candle before the sell to the downside. That's what we're going to mark as our other block, supply zone, basically. So I'll just label it supply zone in this scenario, right? Supply. So the initial swing high was supposed to be this high over here, but you can see that price has already come to mitigate this supply zone over here. So this supply zone has been mitigated, and price has obviously shifted structure to the downside. That's what we can see here. You can see that this was the last push up to the upside, then we push down, then we pushed up, and price over here gave us that shift of market structure to the downside, right? Covers that shadow market structure. So this is the fresh area of supply zone that price is going to be using to sell to the downside. And we have this as our liquidity this particular week. That's the liquid high or the fractal high price is going to liquidate before tapping into our supply zone. I can see pretty much it has not been liquidated, although it has been tapped, but it has not been liquidated. Right, so if we're hoping for a liquidation, then price taps into our supply zone. Now look carefully. You can see that we have an FVG over here. An FVG is simply a fair value gap. I have a fair value gap over here. So this fair value gap is more like a magnet price, and we're going to be looking to sell from the supply zone. So this is a monthly chart. Imagine today is okay. We are currently 28th of November, right? So imagine November candle buys, December candle buys, January candle buys, and we finally get to this supply zone. Then from February, March, we start seeing sell, sell candles, sell candles, sell candles. So for next year, if you're a swing trader, you're looking for mostly sell setups, because hopefully when we tap into this particular supply zone, we're going to be selling. So that's how I came about my sell bias for 2026 on Euro USD. It should be something similar for GBP USD as well, right? It should be something similar for GBP USD. So for now, for now on this particular price level, we are still very bullish, right? Though we are on the monthly time frame. Let's drop to the weekly, right? Let's drop to the weekly time frame. I'm still very, very much bullish, right? So if you can spot, this was the last break to the upside. This then is going to be the last swing low, right? Then this will be the last swing high. Let's get over to the daily. Let's go back to the daily. So on the daily chart, because I actually posted this setup. I don't know, I actually posted this setup on my Telegram channel, and it's free. It's free. Everything is clear, like, and it's playing out well, right? So just take your time and follow me on this. So on this particular chart, we saw this particular break of structure over here. I love to label everything, especially when I'm doing an explanation video like this. I love to label every single thing. Remember, we have not tapped the higher time frame supply, which was our monthly supply, this ash rectangle over here. So we are still looking for buys. We're still looking for ways to be bullish on Euro USD. Right? This is my anticipation. Okay. So after that, what do we notice? We noticed that this was the other block over here, because we had this massive buy to the upside, giving us this break of structure, giving us this little break of structure over here. Now, there was another block that actually got failed, and it was this particular one. Just mark it here. This particular other block, right? It got failed. It got failed over here because price liquidated it with this push down, right? So we basically swept everything about that other block. Basically swept everything about that other block, right? But then we still saw that rally and rally and rally and finally give us a break of structure. So what does that tell us? That tells us that this should be our liquidity to grab, and this should be more like a QMR kind of trade. Okay, I think the other block should be this particular one over here, the little one over here. So now that we have tapped this daily demand, I dropped this up on my channel. I'll display it on the screen somewhere. Now we're not expecting those buys to this supply before we see those sells down, right? So now we got to this daily demand zone, or daily POI, daily buy POI, whatever you call it. And guess what? We can spot a bullish engulfing bar candlestick confirmation, right? You can see it. See, trading is not complicated. Just know what you're doing, know the rules, stick to the rules, stick to your risk, and you are good to go. Like basically, literally, you are good to go, right? So now that we have seen an engulfing bar, it's already confirmation that we might be looking to buy Euro USD, right? Then he gave us a rally and rally from this engulfing bar. He didn't present much setups to buy actually, to be very honest. But then there were buy opportunities some people capitalized on, right? But after the engulfing bar, we could see that this will be our new area of demand zone. And it's this particular bearish candle before the bullish move, price liquidating this particular low over here. And then we are seeing that reaction again, right? So I'm just going to go lower to a lower time frame. Let's go to 4 hours. On the 4 hour time frame, I haven't had this setup. I just seen it now. In the 4 hour time frame, I refined this demand zone to this particular block over here. That is this last sell before the buy, right? This last sell before the buy. I find it to that block over there. And see how we tapped it. But I did not place an aggressive entry. I didn't place an aggressive entry, so I was still like hoping for confirmations and all that. But then we saw those confirmations. We actually saw those confirmations, right? So still very much bullish. So after this sweep, see how price swept those lows, this particular low. Then we saw our change of character to the upside. So our change of character to the upside. There were some setups that were presented over here. But now that we have seen our change of character to the upside, what then? Price is giving us this push up, pull down. Where are we going to be looking to buy from next? The last valid demand zone that has not been mitigated is going to be this particular one, this candle, right? Then we're looking price taking out this low over here as liquidity, then price tapping into that demand zone. So going to be liquidity, then this demand zone. So price tapping into that demand zone on the 4 hour time frame, then we'll now be seeing those further longs to the upside. So this is my anticipation on Euro USD. So this was like a simple trade breakdown, top-down analysis on Euro USD. I'm going to be dropping more setups like this, more analysis, more breakdown, trade breakdown, or top-down analysis like this. So if you're new here, please do well to subscribe, do well to like, do well to subscribe, turn on post notifications. Right, so you get updated whenever I drop posts like this on YouTube. Turn on post notification, like and subscribe. Your like and your comments too is very, very important because that's how YouTube gets to know that my content is of value to you guys, and you guys will love to see more of my content, and they'll continue to push my content to a wider reach or a wider audience. So please and please again, do well to like, do well to comment, do well to subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you get notified whenever I drop trade breakdowns like this, top-down analysis like this, because I'll be dropping them steady back to back. I wish you all a profitable month, right? This is 28th of November. So I wish you a profitable month in December. Even when we know December, the market is going to be slow due to a lot of bank holidays and all that. But yeah, but in all, I hope that 2026 is going to be a good year for all of us. I really hope, and that'll be all for now. See you, catch you on the next video. Peace.